Now entering Nerdist.com.
Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
Hi, I'm Laurie Kilmartin.
That's perfect. No, we're keeping that. I'm Jackie Cation.
What was wrong with it? That's my name. I said it right.
Right, because usually you go, what? And this is the second one. We have nothing to talk about. No, that's
Hold
not
on. We this is one of those ones where we can't name names.
true. Right, so guess. And you know what?
And there's a million names you could put. I have to take these headphones off. I can't listen to. Okay.
To your voice?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know why you are. Not you, the listening audience. People who don't show up for spots.
Right, they've
I
been
don't
booked.
fucking understand it.
No, I don't get that either. It does. Right, because it's hard enough to get stage time.
Yeah.
And then, though I will say...
I don't mean getting sick. I don't mean like calling, letting the person know. I just mean like, you know.
just a no-show.
You know, there's people with a rep for sometimes they don't show up.
Yep.
Who
Or
are
canceling
friends of
moments.
ours.
Yes.
You know? And I
almost walked.
I don't understand it.
I showed up at that show that we were talking about last episode,
Yeah.
the Steve Glickman show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to stay for that. Because I was last, and then it was
Yeah.
Andy Dick.
We'll say that name because he's like chronic.
He's chronic, and that's fine. But
I mean, he is super, super famous. But why? I don't even understand why super famous people don't show up. If you say you're going to show up.
Right, don't book it. But
Because people come out for you.
right. Well, and it's so weird. There's two things that, you know, like when people do that drop in.
Yeah.
It's a different topic, I guess.
Yeah.
The drop in, and then they do 45.
Yeah. That's the other thing of you've
Where
got
you're
a tightly packed show and then they drop in.
They drop in, and then you knock out 6 people that came
Right.
to do the show, and you're like, well, he's famous. And you're
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Tell somebody that you're coming to the show.
Yeah.
And then everybody else can go try to pick up a set somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I wish I was that famous so that I could be polite.
And why do you why do you have to show up at the Improv and bump a show where the other comics are pretty much 90% going to be there and excited and have friends?
Yeah.
Why don't you drop in at some shit a one-nighter where probably a lot of people dropped out?
Right? Or they didn't show up. Go to
Yeah.
Covina. You know?
Well,
go to Covina.
you're not going to... Famous people don't drive to Covina. Jackie, excuse me.
Right, but I understand that bowling alley is a very nice room. And you could probably get to do 35, 40 and no one would
That's
care.
a great gig.
Yeah, that's
Are we
I've
talking
never
about
done
it?
I've never done it.
It's a room. I didn't know there's a bowling alley next to it.
I thought it was attached to a bowling alley because I've never done it.
Well,
but
isn't
the Covina room is supposed to be great.
Writ large, aren't we all attached to a bowling alley at some place? But
I don't like bowling.
I don't know. I just that
Yeah.
drives me nuts.
Because the thing
And
is,
then I'm like, hey, I would have taken that spot that you booked the Notorious No Show for.
yeah. You know what?
I know I wouldn't have brought in 300 people.
Right. It's like, oh, everyone came to see that person, and instead,
I'll leave my fucking kid for that spot.
you know, I just an Andy Dick one is that he was scheduled to do on Cabaret,
Right.
and he chose that night to not show up,
Right.
and go out and have an adult beverage. I understand,
Yeah.
but whatever it was, Beth Lapidus is like, oh my gosh, and Dan
Wait,
Telfer.
are we allowed to quote her on this?
What the heck? No, all she said was that he wasn't going to come.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she didn't say anything mean about him.
Okay.
And she has booked him since.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about the famous who do this, they get booked again.
Yeah, there's no penalties.
There's no penalties. Because you're like, oh, I hope they show up.
Yeah.
And then when they don't show up, you're like, well, and there's always 6 comics kind of hanging out,
Yeah.
hoping.
Right.
And Dan Telfer got to pick up a set at On Cabaret.
You know, how
because of
brilliant
that.
is to start following Andy Dick on Twitter, finding out where he's supposed to be that night.
Oh, that is
show
the
up.
greatest idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I might do that with all of the people we're thinking about.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I bet you she's not going to show up. I bet you he's not going to be there.
Yep.
And then just kind of slide in and go, well, I have 10. It turns
Yeah.
out I have my emergency set list in my back pocket.
I'm your booty call you're not attracted to. Let me up. I'm here.
Yes. Booty call comedy. Where's that comedy club?
I might need to open a comedy club in my house because I read this study in the Times. By the way, I angrily canceled my subscription to the New York Times because of their overcoverage of Hillary's emails and their undercoverage of fucking everything.
Of everything
But now I
else.
only have 10 articles a month before they block me. So I'm like, oh, what should I do? But anyway, so before my 10 ended, I got in under the wire was this article about how teenagers really need a parent who's just hanging out. They don't need you interacting. They describe the ideal parent as a potted plant who's just there. The teenager knows you're there.
Yeah.
They may not want to talk to you. They may be like, slamming the door, but they know you're there.
You silently
and
have their back or something?
Yeah, they just
Okay.
have that security. And I have been my entire career, and why I didn't abort is that I assumed when my kid was 12, he wouldn't want to be near me, and I could start doing stand up a lot harder than I do it now.
Right. And now you're just like, well,
And now
I have to.
I might be peaking right now.
Right.
And then I have to stay inside the house like a plant.
He needs you to be a pick. He's just like a basketball thing where he just works around you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who knows? I think within the age of cell phones, you're just
Right.
a call away. He
I
can
don't
call
know.
you.
That's not what the study said.
The study said that you got to just. I
You
will
have to
say
be a
this.
physical presence just there.
Well, I think that that's true even before when they're tiny as well. Don't you think that you should always just
No, when they have no fucking idea you're gone when he's like, do you have a show tonight? Like now
he's
he
bummed.
knows.
Yeah.
But when he was 5, he didn't
care?
really care,
Right.
Like, or he'd go to bed at 7:30 and then the sitter would come and he wouldn't even know.
Right.
Now he knows. He asks what time I'm coming home. It's,
Right.
and so whatever, I'm trying to
You're trying
work
to balance
with that.
it. Yeah.
But, I always keep thinking, well, I'll be free soon. Maybe I have to open a comedy club on my garage and
Right.
have at least one show a week.
Right, and you're just like, put your headphones on. I'll be right. I'll be here, working on this 10 minutes. You could give yourself more time if it was your club.
Run the light.
Oh
yeah.
my God! Remember those guys?
Are we legally allowed to do that though? Because people have comedy shows. I mean, we've been to house parties where
Yeah.
they have a show. Can I just have one every single Monday night in my garage? Invite people.
Maria used to have an open mic in her apartment.
But how did that work? And why
great.
why did she stop?
Well, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. You got to have because she'd have like a dozen of her neighbors over.
Really?
And then I'd pick up a set, and then
No
I think Melinda
way.
Hill picked up a set.
I
and-
love it.
Yeah, it was, and she'd order pizza, and then everybody would just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
and she'd get to work on her set. Now she just goes to the clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she does the clubhouse in the afternoon show. So
So what does she do? She just tweets, "I'm going to be there in a couple hours."
yeah, well, she has to set it up like Jason Van Glass does the sound for it sometimes,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, I need to run an hour," like especially like I remember I did a week of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
and
yeah.
It's awesome because there might just be 6 people, or there might be if you're a bigger deal.
With what she is now, I mean, she just kind of jumped to this new level. If she's filling 900-seat theaters,
Yeah, yeah.
So can she just say, "I'm going to be at the clubhouse in 2 hours if you guys want to come out"? And will she have enough? She'd
I
probably
think
have
so.
a decent sized
I
audience.
think so. I think at least 30 people.
That's
would
like
show up.
almost that's getting to like Chappelle levels of like flash shows, you
right.
know?
Oh, right. It'd be flash shows. I kind of like it.
That's
And
cool.
It would be, yeah, but I don't know. It would depend, I think, entirely on someone who had keys to the joint and
Yeah.
and willing to do sound.
Yeah.
So, not that it's a tiny black box theater. So
What if a bunch of comics, we all went in on some place where we all had the keys to, and we could just throw a show anytime we wanted to?
I think that's what the clubhouse is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because I think that everybody knows the the door code to that
Really?
joint. Yeah, I think it's just a key code,
Oh, that's cool.
and then you can just get in. It's a keypad, and then you just I don't know. I assume
Is the
leave
key
like
code
20.
6969?
It would be hilarious if it were 6969. You guys,
I figure if comics run it, it's got to be one of the numbers has to be 69. Two of them. Yeah.
right? Because comics are always writing, you guys.
What's my closer? 6969.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'd love to just. I mean, we do, and we've talked about this. Is that we can pretty much get up every night. Like I could strong arm my way onto an open mic.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah,
in
yeah.
town. But like tonight, I have and we're taping this a week ago from when this will drop. But I have a set tonight at Bar Lubitz at like 7 or 7:30, and then I was like, I wonder. Because I think Andy's got some game night or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I could just go to Flappers. I might be able to strong arm my way onto one of those
Totally.
shows.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been at Flappers in so long. I love Flappers.
I love flappers too.
Flappers is great. And it's right by your house, too.
Yeah.
Right? It's within a mile or so. So you can
Yeah.
just kind of
Could you just give coordinates while you're at it?
You guys, if you need to know... I live in Van Nuys, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't take away from you outing me.
Oh, the fact that I'm willing to say that you live in Burbank or wherever the fuck you live?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, that's right. Last episode, you
I
talked
often
about
live
your
in New York.
You talked about your street in New York last episode.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm proud of 145th Street.
All
You think I'm
right.
proud of Burbank?
You're not proud of Burbank?
No.
Remember Luther Burbank? He founded it Burbank. You don't know. You don't have any pride about
How much time have we done?
11 minutes.
Oh my God.
Talk
gonna
about the
make
show
it.
that will not end. This
Not
is
gonna make it.
It's going to be great.
Wait,
else?
wasn't I going to yell at people right now?
Yeah, you were going to talk about because this one drops
'Cause
right
this-
before.
December 26th.
Yep,
Guess what happens in 3 days?
Boxing Day.
27. No. That's, first of all, that's tomorrow. That's the day after.
Oh, right.
The 29th is when my special comes out.
Awesome.
So that's Thursday? Yeah, right?
I don't know that it matters.
the 30th
what day
is
of the
Friday.
week it is.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you think it's a okay?
Because,
Okay.
well,
Kyle
because,
says yes.
fucking Blanchett. Okay. Please watch it. If you listen, okay, it's on CISO.
Right.
You're like, what's CISO? If I can hear one more comic ask me that when I give them, you're a comic, you should fucking know what CISO is.
Right.
It's a
It's owned by
comedy
NBC.
streaming service. You might have a special on it.
Right.
Now, you can get CISO through Amazon, and I will
Amazon
provide
Prime?
a link. Yeah, they'll just charge you $3.99, and
Oh, okay.
Well, the first week is free if you're a comic. You know, you get your free. You spend your week watching me, watching Dean Garofalo. There's a bunch of specials. Andy Richter has a Christmas special. Then there's you can binge watch Take My Wife, which is
the-
Cameron and Rhea's show.
Yep.
And then Get Out. Get out in a week. All right?
Right.
Or you don't have to be a fucking cheap ass and spend $4 a month on content.
$4 a month on content.
And you non-comics, you better fucking spend $4 a month on content. Because we give you an hour a week.
Right.
We've given you for free over 50 hours of ourselves. And the very least you can do is give me $4. I spent $26,000 on this thing. You still come out way ahead.
Yeah, this doesn't sound desperate at all.
You don't even have to watch it. You know what? Let it play. Go shopping.
Right, we're just looking for clicks, you guys.
Yeah, I want CISO to go, whoa, holy fuck, let's put some marketing behind this. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's why everyone, when they write a book, they beg you to buy it in advance.
Right.
That shit counts.
Right.
If people
and
see
CISO,
it,
if
yeah,
you join CISO, I think there's a free 3-month thing.
there's a free something. I mean,
Right.
there-
And then Amazon Prime is a free week. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Is it-
no. I mean,
Okay.
I think I don't know. What I'm saying is it's really
Find
easy.
it.
You don't have to fill out a new thing. You
You
can go
have the
through
internet.
Amazon. Amazon
Yes.
lets you buy it.
Oh,
okay.
right. Yeah.
Instead of buying my special directly, you buy the entire network of CISO for a month.
Right.
If you want to cancel it, you can, but it's really, really easy.
Yep. And it's really good. So get out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you. I'm spent. I'm emotionally spent.
Yeah,
Let's enjoy some silence, please. We got to fill
there
every
it is.
second.
We got to fill out. Yes, we do. It's
And
an audio program.
your hour is on
Yep.
Comedy Film Nerds. How much
Comedy
is
Film
it?
Nerds. It is $10.
It's $10.
It's $10. It's This Will Make an Excellent Horcrux is the name of it. You can watch a clip of it on JackieCation.com.
Listen, people just can't, you can't get everything for free. You
No.
know what? You have to, I subscribe to, you gotta pay for journalism now. You gotta pay for some shit.
Right.
You know?
Do you pay for journalism?
I subscribe to Washington Post. I'm
Okay.
probably gonna re-up with New York Times. Digitally only. They'll still pay a penalty.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm not getting the Sunday paper anymore.
That's it.
The Atlantic.
Wow.
They write really good. I use their
Yeah.
stuff every day. I read
Yeah.
them for premises for Conan.
That's great.
They write great articles, and they have
They have journalism
Yes.
is going on.
Yes.
Yeah, at the Atlantic. I like the
and there's
Atlantic.
probably a couple others I'll sign up for too. Mother Jones. I mean, just
Right.
it shouldn't be a business. Journalism shouldn't be determined by shareholders, but a lot of these newspapers are, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Now he doesn't seem to be interfering, but he could,
Right.
I don't
Right,
know.
people do. The monthly thing is kind of crazy. Just because I know that how many with CISO it's $4 a month.
Yeah.
With Hulu it's $7.99 a month,
Right.
or something, and then with Netflix it's $11.99 a month.
Yeah.
And so this is all television.
Yeah.
And Alpha's coming out. Did you hear about Alpha?
Is that a Google thing?
No, it's Nerdist.
That's a name. Oh, Alphabet's Google. Okay.
And Alpha, and it's Nerdist and Geek and Sundry are starting a streaming, but it's interactive. It's more interactive.
Yeah.
I had a meeting that nobody. I
that
have,
went
like-
nowhere.
Yeah, but I never know what I'm supposed to do. I did a follow up sort of. Hey, I still exist. I hope it all went well.
Yeah.
And so who knows? I was like, because they were excited about the Dork Forest, and they were like, "What about a
Oh.
live Dork? What about?" And I said, "Yeah, attainable goal. Holy shit, I'm available. I'm not
Yeah.
doing my hair."
I can confirm that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. I'm
I'm
still
looking at
combing
her
my
hair right now.
And so I'm still combing it with my fingers. And even though a very nice lady sent me a brush that I carry in my purse, a fan sent me a bunch of.
fans send you brushes.
Yeah, she remember.
Naren's fans send him food and cakes, and your fans send you personal hygiene products.
You might want to keep it together, Cation. Here's a travel brush that folds, and I've used it. I'm not saying I haven't used it. Someone was
Not
like, "Oh, that's-"
recently, but you.
No, not today. But it's fine. But I don't know how many monthly things I can do. You know, there's just like I wish because television itself used to be free, and then cable was created because there wasn't going to be commercials. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They said, "Oh, there's not going to be commercials. That's why it's going to be. That's why." And now there's so many commercials on cable television. Just as regular commercials, TBS and TNT.
Oh, right.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be commercial free. That's why we were paying for it.
Well,
Remember that in the 80s? Or the
yeah.
90s or whatever?
I mean, the premium channels still, like Showtime and HBO, there aren't any commercials.
Right,
There's no
there's just-
commercials on Netflix. I don't
Right,
think there's
there's just-
any commercials on CISO, as far as I know. There's
Right,
not.
there's just commercials for the other programs on
Yeah.
those channels.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of commercials. It's not like a car commercial or whatever.
Oh, okay. So this reminds me because I watched The Crown.
Oh, right.
Oh my God.
Was it great?
I never considered Queen Elizabeth. She's been a punchline since I was born of the woman who waves weirdly,
Yeah.
and she's been 100 as long as I can remember.
Right. She's always been old.
Yeah, and the whole family's just a series of jokes. Now, and then Princess Diana made them really exciting again, and then she died.
Wow, conspiracy theory.
But
Rises its ugly.
And then you can't. You read a couple IRA books, you become less of a fan of The Crown. But
Yes. And when you say a couple, you're talking 9 to 12 in the last 3 years.
a day. Okay.
Yeah.
No. But it's still okay. So she's like 26 when
When The Crown starts?
Yeah.
Okay.
When her dad dies. And her dad probably her uncle was Edward VIII, and
Okay.
Edward abdicated so he could hook up with Wallace Simpson, who was like a Rasputin-like 4-time divorcee American who was completely unacceptable as
is
a
it?
consort to the
Okay.
crown, right? So, and he's a selfish prick. And so his brother, who's like really nice, but, stammers. Did you see the, what was the
right,
movie
the
with
Stammer
Colin Firth?
movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's him.
Oh, good.
Okay. So anyway, The Crown is this miniseries on Netflix about Elizabeth, who's
Mm-hmm.
this young princess, and she marries Philip, who's problematic. No one in the palace likes. He's like a classic boyfriend. If nobody else likes him, she's always defending him. He says dumb things, and she's like, ugh.
Out loud, buddy.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the way that he has to defer to her, and the way she's kind of uncomfortable with taking this role as a woman, reminds me so much of being a female comic, and
Oh, wow.
reminds me so much of having a boyfriend who wants to do something with you on Valentine's Day. And if you're a female comic,
That's the only time you're working.
that's your
You're
guarantee
guaranteed.
to work on
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
It's like, let's find. Oh, that's right. Women do comedy.
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
Valentine's Day.
yeah.
Yes.
And saying no.
So that's what her gig is? Essentially,
Every
being-
day is Valentine's Day.
Oh, fuck.
And he has a hard time adjusting.
Accepting and-
He
okay.
does adjust. He cheats on her. He parties a little bit. That's how he adjusts. And she can't get divorced.
Right.
So she's stuck with this guy.
Right.
And she's stuck
Does
in this
she get
role.
to, does she get to have affairs, or
No.
do they have an
No, no,
open
no.
marriage? No.
No,
'Cause
she's
the woman. and
She's
she
the queen.
cannot. Okay.
She's bigger than and to me, like, I feel like comedy's bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you replace Crown with comedy, it synced up so much it was almost
Really?
killing.
Okay.
With how it's more important. It's like,
It's bigger
can
than
you not do
she
that
is.
joke about me? No. It's a good joke.
Right.
I'm doing it about you. And you just can
Right.
pretend it's not about you. And
Yeah.
I'll tweak a few things so it doesn't
Oh, my God.
I don't sketch you completely.
Right.
But I'm not fucking dropping that joke, and I'm not dropping that chunk, and I'm
Yeah.
working on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And there are
Yeah.
not a lot of guys that are
That can handle
comfortable with that.
Yeah. One of the greatest things about my dad is that he's like, well, if it gets you work, do whatever you want.
That's
That's
great.
what he's always said about me doing jokes about him. And but yeah,
but
comedy
that's
is
a different
bigger.
thing from a boyfriend.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. And if it could be, and I always ask Andy, I'm like, this is where I'm going with this.
Well, your taste is always it's in a way that's not. How could he? I don't think he would object because your act is reflective of your taste and your personality,
Right.
And he's already on board with that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
And he's not a mess.
yeah.
So he, right? I mean,
Yes,
he's not
right.
Philip. Yeah.
Right.
So he's not.
Yeah.
I'm not revealing anything horrible about the guy because the guy isn't horrible.
Yeah.
He's not made a lot of mistakes.
There's this great scene where they're in this giant hallway in Buckingham Palace, and he has to kneel before her during her coronation.
Okay.
And he says, Could I just not kneel? Could you make, you're the queen, you can make the exception.
Right.
And she looks like at him, just shocked.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And he storms off.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, yeah, can you not work on New Year's Eve? No.
Right.
No.
No, I need to work on our anniversary.
And you
Yeah.
you know what? You're going to sit if you want to be with me,
yeah.
or you want to hang out with somebody, you're going to sit in the back of the room
Mm-hmm.
and watch me kill.
Right.
Not necessarily New Year's Eve, which is a shit show, but
is a shit show.
in general, it's a position of,
You got to be
You're-
second banana.
you're not
a
the
little bit.
alpha.
Yeah. Yeah.
you're Philip kneeling before Elizabeth at coronation.
Right. It's an hour. You can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not gonna. I mean, you can be. It doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you less of a person. Mm-hmm. This is the job, and the job.
This is a thing I can do.
right. And the job in this case is more important, and women do it forever and have always done it. So to take a bullet for this thing, it's
And
not
also,
the end of the world.
I think we were talking about Trump on the last episode about talking about it. I even the fact that you're a female comic, you're making people listen to you for an hour or 45 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. That's a political act. Even now we don't
Even
listen.
now.
We even now, you know, I'm sorry I
Marginalized.
keep repeating it, but it's just like shocking how when Hillary was speaking, it's her tone of voice, like all these things, and people just
Still?
couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't stand it.
and there's still so few. If you look at lineups, it's still mostly guys.
Yeah.
And it's important that women who can do it get to make men laugh.
Yeah.
And make men make men realize that, because you're in a submissive position as an audience member.
Yeah.
You're giving up your control, you're giving up your voice, you're letting somebody else tell you how to feel, tell you how to respond.
Yeah.
You know, and for men to get better and better at being in that position while a woman takes over and does it,
There's more equality there. There's more partnership. It's amazing.
One more stone in the ocean
Right.
every time it happens.
Yeah.
Every time they go to a show and a female comic does that to them.
That's
you know?
that's why it's important. Yeah. It's why everybody, when a person of color is so great, and then the rest of that community is like, oh, thank God, like there's a black president. It's people have to listen to that guy, which is why there's this backlash against it, because they're like, I don't want to listen to a black guy. You're like, well, you voted for him. He is the president, and so
I don't know. I think that might be different because he did get 2 terms. I don't know. I can't completely understand the Trump backlash, because it's not a backlash against Obama, because I think he would get a 3rd term if he was running. You know, it was Hillary they voted against, not Obama.
No, I'm just comparing the I think that the woman thing is, and we've talked about this before, is that it's more, there's racism and then there's sexism, and sexism is still more acceptable than
Way
racism.
more. Yeah.
Way more.
And I
Everyone's
think
like,
more women participate in it accidentally.
right.
You know, because you're
walking around.
just how you're raised, and how you're raised to dismiss things, and how yourself being sexist almost against yourself, not realizing, you're dismissing a feeling you have.
Right.
Because
And
you're so
you're-
good at it, because that's how your parents raised you. That's how the society raised you.
Right. And the criticism is it happens racially and it happens whatever in other situations. But the sexism is it's still funny to say bitches, man. And it's still funny. It's never, people don't find it funny to do the black thing.
Right.
Like Dom Herrera last night, this is the second one we're taping. And,
Yeah.
and I did the nighttime show. He did this, the premise was, and this was crazyville to me. It was because I love Dom Herrera.
Right.
It's very funny. And the premise was black comics have a cadence, they don't even need punchlines.
Oh.
And then he did. What? And then he said things out loud in that cadence that were not funny.
Yeah.
And that was the whole fucking joke. And you're like, hey, is it 1999, Dom? What the fuck just happened there?
Well,
'Cause he was
for
talking
some
about
comics, it's always 1999.
right, but not Dom Herrera, right? Usually,
You know what? Everyone's got a flaw.
everyone's got a flaw, and everyone has a weird joke or a weird night or something.
Everyone has a joke that makes you go, "What? Wait a minute! I thought you were cool."
I have a joke like that. I thought you were
10 of 'em.
I thought you were awake. I thought you were
Yes.
aware of your surroundings.
We all have one unwoke bit.
Oh my god, yeah. So it was, but so that was jarring,
Yeah.
right? But all of the anti-woman stuff that even like other women comics
Right.
on the show were doing,
Right.
we were all like, oh, that's comedy, and I'm like, no, it isn't. That is also unwoke. That is also
Right.
unawakened, and it is like what you said was so genuinely powerful. Is the how important it is to make men laugh. It's great.
Yeah. And the other thing I thought was great about her, again, when I hadn't considered her as a human being for
Right.
ever, I don't
Right.
think,
Not
is
for
that
75 years.
so most like King Edward VIII, his real name was David, right? And so when you become king or queen, you take a name. It's almost like becoming a nun. You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be Sister
I did not
Jackie.
know
You'd be
that.
yeah. So 90% of the time they take a different name.
Okay.
Right. Her father was King George V, but I forget his real name. Anyway, so they get to Elizabeth, and they're like, "What's
What are you gonna do?
What's your Regina name?" Mm-hmm. And she goes,
Yeah.
she goes,
We're all 9 years old.
I know. She goes, Elizabeth.
Yep.
And now, that's like taking the name Jesus.
Right, because of Elizabeth I.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And saying, "No, I'm 26 and
Yeah.
you're Winston Churchill and you helped win World War II.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I'm keeping my name."
Right.
And it's fucking
going to be
ballsy.
the name of the Spanish Armada lady, the lady who won the Spanish Armada, and me, 26-year-old who did not fight in World War II.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
was played by Kate Blanchett.
Oh,
not that she knew that.
Right.
How did she know that?
Wow, those are ovaries the size of Gibraltar. Well
Yes.
played, lady. Well played.
It's really amazing because when she was named Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't going to be queen. I mean, they named William knowing he was going to be King William, right?
Right.
Because he's in the line of succession.
Right.
And William's son George was named George because he's in the line of succession. Elizabeth was like, since it was going to go to Edward VIII, and his
Yep.
kids would be,
Yeah.
the heirs. She was just going to be a version of Princess Anne or Princess Margaret.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, she was just going to be a princess. It wasn't going to be Queen
She wasn't-
Elizabeth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but good for her.
Yeah,
so that
it's
must have been-
really worth watching. It's really, really good.
that sounds awesome. It's and I do like the period piece stuff. I genuinely
Yeah.
yeah.
And she's still alive, and she's still a queen, and she's
will not
lived
get out of the
through
way.
so much. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Can she get them back in? Can she not exit Britain? Can she not Brexit? Can she undo
No,
Brexit?
she has no.
She has no power.
She has an advisory role.
Yeah.
She's like the first lady of the country.
Yeah. Right. So be it.
Anyway, if you're a female comic, definitely check out The Crown. There's so many parallels. to me.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
I'll see it. I saw Moana.
I did
which is-
too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What I liked was spoiler alert, you guys. Can I spoil a Disney movie? Is that something you can do? Anyway, so is that the whole movie is so The Rock plays Maui.
Yeah.
And so they go off and they fight monsters and they do this thing. He gets a different tattoo for what the journey was, right?
Yeah.
And the tattoo that he gets at the end of the movie
Yeah.
of their journey is him teaching her how to sail.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't anything about the fighting. It wasn't any monster fighting.
Yeah.
It was just, I taught the wayfaring. And it was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a nice touch.
That it's weird because I remember watching that going. I wonder, is that tattoo thing, is that from a culture? Because I remember reading a short story about a guy that was a guy who had tattoos that spoke, and it's
Oh, right.
Do you know that story?
The illustrated
Yes.
man thing? Yeah.
And I was like, did they take that from him and not credit him, or
No.
is that just a cultural thing that goes back billions of years?
Well, the Maui thing is, it's actually not Hawaiian. It's not taken from Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
It's taken from Samoan culture. And it's, I don't know why I know that, but it's not. But it is actual Samoan.
To get a
mythology.
tattoo. Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it's Samoan mythology.
Okay.
It's not. And which island mythology kind of overlaps a little bit.
Right.
So I'm sure there's like some Hawaiian stuff in there. But
Yeah.
to my knowledge, this was taken from Samoan mythology.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm reading. Okay, so we read. What was the Almanzo story that we read? The little Laura Ingalls Wilder. I forget.
What, Little House on the Prairie thing? Or no?
Yeah, well, we read the Almanzo. I wanted to
Oh,
get
the
my
boy
son
one.
into it.
Yeah.
Through Almanzo.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't remember. No, I was going to look it up.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't going to.
I was like, I'm already boring Jackie. She's like,
Well, where are we
what's
at,
going
Kyle?
on?
Oh, we're at 33.
All right. Well, we should do the comic of
Jesus.
the week. But what happened with Almanzo?
So anyway, we read that story.
Yeah.
It's great. So now we're reading Little House in the Big Woods.
Yeah.
Which is the Laura story.
Yep. And
I
he's-
want my
and he's
son.
in?
Yeah, oh, my son loved Moana. Like I
Yeah.
want, we mostly read boy narratives. So we're reading Percy Jackson.
Right.
Ah, one more of these fucking awful books. Why did I start?
They're not very good.
They're not
okay.
very good.
It's a disappointment.
You know why?
It's not,
Because Susie, Susie Felber?
No.
She's a very funny comic in
Okay.
New York.
Oh,
And
nice.
our sons are almost exactly the same age. They might be a day apart.
Okay.
And I saw a post where her son was reading a Percy Jackson, and I'm like, oh, I got to get my son into it. First of all, my son doesn't hold a book and read. Like, he makes me read it.
Yeah.
But I think he just wants me to read.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It's
that's
just-
fine.
it's time to
It's
go.
mom sense.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, there's 5 of them, and they're just really shittily done.
they're mediocre.
They're like low rent
Yeah.
Harry Potter,
Right. And
not creative.
And here's the thing about the Harry Potter books. The first
Yeah.
the first four
Yeah.
are great. And the last 3 are good.
Yeah.
But the thing is the last 3, she is essentially Aladdin. There's nobody will edit her. So she just keeps there's no editing. So she just keeps to get talk. It's like if this podcast were longer. Nobody would stop me from talking.
Oh, my God.
So, like the 7th book in the Harry Potter, there's 200 pages. I counted about them camping. And you're like, I'm going to kill somebody with the
Oh, my
camping.
God.
And you're like, do you have a...
Well, I got so I want to anyway. I want him
Yeah.
to read, be able to follow a female in a story
Yeah.
and not be bored and be like, oh, it's girl stuff. So anyway, so
Yeah.
we're doing that, and so far it's fine.
Oh, good.
And then I also got for Christmas, I got him an
Hope he's not listening.
Oh my God! This comes out the day after Christmas.
Oh, good.
But it's an illustrated Harry Potter. It's a giant,
yeah.
it's a large coffee table book.
Yeah.
It costs a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. And
beautifully illustrated.
and
Yeah.
the font is large, so I can read it.
I want that struck from the... strike that from the podcast.
Anyway, so
Farmer Boy was the name of the owl.
yes, Farmer Boy was so good. So I'm doing my best to raise a feminist.
Yeah.
I think
It should all work out.
he's my son, right?
Yeah.
It'll totally work
Oh, I
out.
think it'll bleed out.
Yeah.
It's either that, unless he rebels, which I see. I
That
don't,
could happen.
It could happen. You don't know. He's going to be his own person. Let's do Comic of the Week.
Yes.
Aparna
Aparna Nancherla.
who we've mentioned before.
Yeah,
who has
I
never
thought
been
I
Comic
guess
of
I
the
thought
Week.
we had done her as a comic of the week
Exactly.
already.
Right.
Yeah.
But we had not.
She's
And,
great.
Yeah, and she is amazing, and she's in town. I just had breakfast with her
Oh, really?
a couple of days ago.
Aw,
Yeah, it was great.
cool.
And,
Yeah.
she's a damn delight, you guys.
Yes.
And what is it? Aparna napkin?
Yeah, a par napkin.
A par napkin.
Yeah, on
And-
Twitter.
On Twitter.
Great joke writer.
Great.
Very compelling performer. And I also, did I say this a couple weeks ago or did I think it? Where I feel like I'm sort of this old wave of comic where I'm like ready to have things thrown at me. And that's kind
Oh,
of
right.
my physical stance. And I feel like Aparna is one of the new waves that has performed in front of people that respect her. So she's
Right, she just
doesn't
expects
go out with an M16 ready to shoot people
Right,
if they
she's
interrupt
not,
her.
Right, she's not ready to fight the fight.
Yes.
Yeah, she just goes
And
out expecting their attention.
I love that. You
Yeah.
know? And I wish I don't think I'll ever like that's one of those things I'm willing to concede and go, I'm not gonna ever have that
That
stance,
comfort. Yeah.
You know? Or
Yeah.
maybe that comfort.
I am.
It's like we're like war veterans. And
Yeah. I'm certainly
you know,
more aggressive than
and
the,
it affects
than the
you
new
in a
kids.
certain way.
Yeah, the new comics they get on stage and they have the best stage presence.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who I was telling that to about how they have might have been Pepitone. But I was just talking about how they all have this great because everybody is raised now with a camera in their face, if they decide to do stand up, they're used to the attention. They're used to the
interesting.
stage time. Mm-hmm. And it's not that they don't have stage fright or they don't have, and it certainly doesn't mean that they're good at stand up comedy. It
Yeah.
just means that they've got stage presence going into it.
Yeah.
I have seen such confidence from people who have nothing. Who have got nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Because they're new. And they
But
don't
I've
have to
seen
have
that
it.
from 30-year headliners too.
Oh yeah, they have built. They have
I know.
built a
They just
city
know how to
on
pull it
nothing.
off better. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The milking of the goodwill from some old grizzled comic. I just want to. I want to bury them head first in the sand and paint their feet with honey. Ugh,
Oh, my God.
Fuck them.
I'm trying to visualize that. What a horrible death.
Yeah. It's because then you get eaten alive by red ants.
I mean, you're already head first in the sand. You
Yep.
think that's enough, you could walk away. But
Nope. I gotta paint their-
vindictively, you're painting the bottoms of their feet with honey.
Yeah, and having bugs eat them to death from the feet down as they suffocate. It is
Just
a
because
little
he was
dark.
rude to you in the 90s. Vengeful Jackie.
Hello, guitar comic. And no.
Anyway, check out Aparna. She's
Aparna
great.
Nancherla.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing, quite honestly. And I think has a lot of videos, like sketchy video stuff.
Really?
Yep. So
I know she does. She'll do stuff that's not pure stand up, where it's like she'll do visual stuff. You know.
Yeah, she'll do man on the street stuff, and then she'll also. I think there's some acting, you guys. I think they're letting her act. Good for her.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And what else?
Kyle
40 minutes.
left.
No, that's how much you've
Oh
got.
my God!
Okay.
Left. That would actually make me want to bury myself in the sand head first. Wow. So I have a couple of sets
Yeah.
this week, and then Christmas, and then I'm gonna go stare at my dad. So yeah, this week. What is it? This will come out the 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the week that I'm recording my album,
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Do you have? And you're doing it at Acme, right?
Acme Comedy
Do
Company.
you?
I'm just gonna.
How,
do
how are you
Thursday,
going to get
Friday,
people out
Saturday.
there?
Well,
Are you
Acme-
doing anything extra there? I mean,
No, it's first of all, Acme fills itself,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
blessedly awesome.
that's great.
And then I'm doing it with Stand Up Records with Dan Schlissel.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
love
like,
him.
we could do. I'll tape however many you want. I'll tape Tuesday through Saturday, and I'm like, no, because then I'll have to listen to Tuesday and Wednesday.
He can probably figure out but when you get off stage,
If I want to
you
use
nailed
that
a
one.
bit.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, because here's
you could even say after you do a chunk,
Note.
use that one or just something. Yeah,
somebody write down some time code.
yeah, and anything like that, so that you wouldn't even have to remember which. Because sometimes I'll get off stage and I
will not
I
be
said a
doing
joke
that.
perfectly,
Yeah.
and then I get off. I'm like, what the fuck joke was it? And now I got to listen to this whole thing, and then
Yeah.
I never do it. I wish I would actually figure out
But
a
I
way to
would-
like
I would feel bad for
carve
the
an
audience.
initial.
I would feel bad for the audience.
Why is
He's just doing.
he's stretching?
He's
I
just
thought you were trying
stretching.
to tell us something.
No.
Okay. He's telling us to stretch. That's how he tells us to stretch.
He's got Hulu. He's doing his own hula dance, and he's telling us the story of comedy in hula. Yeah, but no, I'm not going to do that. My thing, I do this thing. Like I was telling you that
You
last
never know when you're
episode.
going to tell it perfectly. And it might not be in front of a packed audience. Maybe the Wednesday show will be a little bit lighter. And part of you has that, you know what? What Andy should do is call up Dan and tell him to record all your shows, but not tell you so that you fuck around on a show thinking and get mad and thinking it's not being recorded. And then
Okay.
you get off stage and that magical thing of it was recorded.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Oh God damn it! Because the thing is I'll overthink it and I'll want to listen to every one, and it might be like if I start. Because here's the thing: I don't have a CD player, so I guess he's got to email me the files, maybe, and I can
yeah.
upload
So
it to
what?
my phone.
But
God knows what I'm going to do. But
are you gonna do the same set in order every single time?
I was, and then I decided that I'm not going to sweat this extra 15, right? This 15, 20 that I'm nervous about.
No,
about
but I
my
mean, are you
dad.
going to do the same? You're going to open with the same. And
I was
then
hoping
keep
to,
going.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so if you do that, if you can do write a master set list out, right,
Right.
and then make 6
I got
copies
that.
of it. Okay.
Okay.
And then after each performance, if you can, just very
Annotate.
quickly. If you have any notes on any chunk, like, oh, this was perfect, this one I fucked up,
Yeah.
just give yourself a couple notes, a few guidelines, so that at the end of the week, you'll have all these 6 pages of the notes, and then you can go, all right, which is a show where I said this perfectly? You'll have one show that
I
you
have
say
tiny
something.
rage that you're giving me homework. I have the tiniest fucking rage. I'm like, you fucking do that. I just want to do stand up, and then people can listen to it, and it'll be over. But I
You're
know
right.
you're
When I
helping.
was saying it, I was like, that sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, God damn it! It's so much fucking work.
But you gotta admit it's a good idea.
It's
you
an
won't do.
excellent idea that I won't do.
Thank
you are
you.
correct. But now you have kind of talked me into.
But that's what
recording
I
Tuesday,
did it.
Wednesday.
I did that backwards with my special. As I was like, this. All right, this is the joke. You know,
How
I
many
graded
times did you do the special recorded?
4.
Four recordings?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I graded each joke
Right.
in each of the 4.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would take the A's as much as I could.
Right. Which is the way to go.
Yeah.
Which is, I listen to every other album. I've recorded five sets.
Yeah.
And then I listen to all 5 sets, and then I use one as sort of the bedrock. Right. I'm like, oh, the Friday second show.
You
like
listen to them before you figure out your bedrock? I say when you're on stage and you feel
You
it,
know it.
that's it.
Then you'll
you,
know
you
it.
don't have to listen to it. You know that's the bedrock because you know you're your
Well,
most authentic self.
Well, I don't remember if I did that.
Okay.
But I know that I usually go in knowing which one's the one. Like,
Right.
for example, Horcrux, the Friday second show, I only did 3 for the DVD, and I did 5 for the CD. And so the DVD, the best set, was Friday's second show, which is weird. But Friday's second show is the DVD. That's the bedrock of that. And then I
Yeah.
might have pulled something in from Thursday or first show Friday. But the CD Saturday second show was quite honestly the best show of the week. And so I got to use that for the CD, which is why the DVD and the CD are. So you should buy both. You guys get out there.
But that's your producer's job is to listen and to at least to advise you, so you don't have to. I mean, that's a lot of work to listen to all of them. I mean, that's what part of his job.
I'm a control freak, though, and I can't possibly let Dan Schlissel make that decision. There's no way. There's no way on
Not the
earth.
decision, but he can go if you have 6 versions
I love
of
Dan Schlissel. He's
tantric
not-
sex.
yeah.
Then he can say, I think the top 2 are Friday 1st and Saturday 2nd.
Right.
And then you don't have to listen to the other 4 unless you made a note that the Wednesday tantric sex had a
Crush.
tag that was
Yes.
perfect.
Yes, very possible. Very well. I think these are excellent. These are excellent suggestions, and I very easily could do them. And God knows, but yeah, I don't know. All I know is I'm trying to lower the bar here, and you keep
Yeah.
raising it. I'm like, how do I get over this thing? I keep trying to try not to care as much because I know that it's going to be a good album. Quite honestly, allow me to state what I think is the obvious. I was talking to my brother about imposter syndrome, and I explained to him what it was, and he said, "Oh, we don't have that." And the whole family.
No.
It's so funny, but so I know I genuinely believe that the album will be fine, and so just because I'm good at stand-up comedy, it's the one thing that I'm good at.
Yeah.
So,
But you want it to be your very favorite.
I do want it to be my favorite.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
audience
yeah.
might not even notice the difference between one bit and another bit, which
know.
but you will.
I will.
You know.
I will. And yep. So I don't have usually I listen to it on a CD player. I rent a car and I drive somewhere far away and I listen. Or I used to have a CD
You book a
player.
Greg Astorian gig, and then you
Right,
listen
Greg
to all
Astorian.
5 as you're driving.
As I
to
drive
it.
16 hours north of Los Angeles in an effort. And yeah, so who knows? Anyway,
God,
but I think you're right.
Where
I'm going to
are we?
record.
48.
I'm going to record. I think I will record Tuesday and Wednesday because Dan's in, and I've got the art for it. I just don't know what I'm gonna.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Paige Branson's doing the art,
Oh, neat.
and she did some fan art for me.
Yeah.
And then I wanted her to do a different style of art.
Yeah.
What the fuck is my problem? It'd be like someone's hiring me and saying, "Oh, but I only want you to do one-liners." It's such a mean thing to do. Like, she's an artist. She
Well,
does
yeah,
this
but it's
very.
your cover.
It's my cover, so I should have. and she did it's a beautiful job. She's essentially I'm wearing my moccasins, and there's a covered wagon behind me. So good times. And but she does this very beautiful, sparkly kind of, like, she did fan art of me standing in the hand of Groot. That's a Marvel.
Oh, neat.
Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
know. I saw that
you
movie.
saw that movie. You could see it. The second one looks great, by the way. And then, but so it's great. And then I've got the art. I just don't have. I just want to, and it won't come out till March.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
That's cool.
that's what I'm doing when this drops.
You have a sense of ennui?
No, I have a sense of because now we're talking, because this one will come out the week I'm going to record it at Acme.
Right.
And so now I'm gonna record them all. What the fuck? And people keep emailing me, which one should I come to? And I'm like, I don't know. I always tell people to come to the Thursday. Thursday's might be my favorite day of the week to do stand up at a full week.
Yeah.
A Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
And Saturday is New Year's Eve. And I'm taping New Year's Eve because I think that there'll be some awesome bonus stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a mess.
Yeah.
Because of the hilarity of New Year's Eve and career drunks.
Yeah.
Who are not career drunks drink all the time, and they say New Year's Eve is amateur night or whatever. So
when this drops, if I can pivot back to me.
please do for the last 10 minutes. Bring it.
Well, I wonder what it will feel like to have this thing done completely out.
Yeah. Yours. Yeah. The 45 jokes.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be completely out. Because
Because it's been over 2 years since I recorded it.
Yep.
And it's just been lived in my brain going,
so
when is this
long.
thing going to come out? When? And even now it's like, hurry up, December 29th, just get here.
Yeah.
And then,
Because then it will genuinely be done.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't do anything about it once it's out.
Right.
Did you do another pass edit wise?
no, the special,
I saw the
Ryan. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that thing, we edited a little of the Talking Head stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Added the credits in and all that stuff.
Oh, good. And the names of the people.
Yes, yeah,
Good.
yeah. But it's weird. Like I that material. I think I do one joke, and I was watching, and I'm like, oh, I could probably build on that.
Yeah,
chunk a
you
little
could
bit
pull
more
a
if I
couple
want
more
to.
of those. Yeah.
But it's not like I'm doing any of that material, so it's
Right,
know.
you could go, there's easily, that's the kind of situation where it's a go-to kind of such.
What do you mean?
Like if it comes up in the moment, when you're on stage and like last night I followed Pepitone and he did all those commercials about fire whiskey.
Yeah.
And so I did a very old kind of just more, I was like, and I said, I'm going to talk about my second DUI. And so I told the two stories of my DUIs.
Yeah.
And I always want, I'm bringing it back to me. I always want the audience to like me.
It's because you're a headliner.
That's because I'm a headliner. Well, and everybody had shit on the show so hard before me. This Night Train thing at the Improv. I was like, I'm not going to be, but I kind of wanted to because it would look really fun.
Yeah.
And so I got up and I was like, why don't I just do, the Venice Underground, the person who told me that the audience wasn't good. I was like, well, I'm just going to do, because he asked me to do 15 to 20. And I'm like, I'm just going to do my favorite 15 to 20 right now and make them like me and have a good time because it had been hit and miss. But last night I chose not to. Last night I chose to open with the DUI stuff, and then I did the political stuff. And then I closed on happy, joyous, and free. I closed on like the happy stuff.
The end of the big book.
The end of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous is what I decided. But so I ended.
It's Holiday Jackie.
It's Holiday Jackie. Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. If you're an atheist, I hope you get your laundry done. That is my holiday joke.
Oh.
And I've been doing it for probably 30 years.
Okay.
Because talk about evergreen, but I chose to. And so what I ended up doing last night, I know I went over because I got mad at myself in the middle of kind of doing the stuff that I was like, well, everybody else worked on weird shit. I'm going to work on my weird shit. And the audience, I walked those two people, in my opinion. I don't know if I did.
Did they stomp out?
Well, I was mean as they left. I said, oh, you're going off to kill some Jews? I said that out loud on stage last night. Was anyone happy about that? Probably not. But I was in the middle of my genocide bit, and they decided to leave in the middle of my genocide bit. So I was like, oh, I see.
I know it's weird. We always take that personally, but sometimes people
It has
have to,
nothing to do with
maybe
me.
talking about the Holocaust makes some people need to take a shit.
Or get another drink. Or maybe the DUI chunk was like, oh, I guess we're done. Let's go call an Uber. And so I didn't know what, so I was like, so I had done 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, I don't want to do those 8 minutes. You ever get that?
Oh, you want to bail on something?
Well,
None of my jokes are that long, though.
Well, no, I had done like 7 jokes. Right?
Oh, okay.
And so I had done that 8 minutes, and I only had 12 minutes. And I was like, no, I don't want to do those 8 minutes. Well, I had already done those 8
Yeah.
minutes. So then I did a different 8 minutes. Do you know what that means? It means
You
I went
went over?
6 minutes over. Fuckwit. And jackass. But I closed on the tantric sex bit, and they were psyched. So, I mean,
it's not like it was a Saturday Late Show or something. Come on.
it was 1 o'clock in the morning. It was so late.
Kyle, are we done?
We got 55.
Oh, we're at 55.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about extra? I'm going to go use the bathroom. No. How hilarious would it be if I just? I was like,
your
no, I'm just
joke made you have to go pee.
I'm going to walk out on my own joke and on my own genocide chunk. It's we're going to go see a play today.
We are. We're going to go see.
We're
the
going to
Queen
have
of
a
Linaine.
social.
Oh, hey Kyle.
Do you want to come?
I
with?
have an extra ticket.
Do you want to go see a play?
It starts at 1 o'clock at the Mark Taper.
It'll be-
Damn it, I wish I could, and I can't.
Okay.
can't.
I totally want to see that play.
Okay.
Damn it.
right.
I made lunch plans with a friend, so I can't go.
All right.
Hello. It's called blowing it off.
Wait, don't you want to? We were just talking about that, not showing up for shit.
Yeah. Come on, man. You want to be a headliner? Fucking don't show up.
Literally, the friend I'm hanging out with is the person I blow off for comedy a lot.
Oh, there you go. Wow. All right. Essentially, it's your Prince Philip.
I'm doing holiday fixed relationship work.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So do it. It's
All right.
We could last minute call Foley because it's Irish related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then, but what's it called?
The Queen of Linaine.
Lenine.
Yeah.
And it's
It's an Irish play.
Martin McDonough.
Yeah.
Martin McDonough play. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have a social moment
Kid.
outside of this.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk to you. Because we have to record another podcast in 4 days.
I don't want to be friends. Run.
No, I don't want to use up anything.
Right, because we have to
Because
record
apparently
one
we
more
can't
on
take a fucking
Wednesday.
vacation ever, and we got to drop pods on Christmas and New Year's and every sacred day in the world.
Valentine's Day, we're not going to do a show, you guys. It's a sacred day in women comedy.
It really is. We have to stay home and pray.
I'd say we close it.
It's plenty. Bye.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.